Yeah, anyway, as I said, it doesn't actually matter which side you chose, but the saints or the seducers, it doesn't matter. Both turned out the same way. They end up fighting, and whichever side you don't choose ends up fighting against you, and yada yada yada. It doesn't actually matter which side you choose. Uh, you get the flame in the end, and that's all that matters. We get back. Uh, the the place we're going to go to is kind of like it's gonna be like a chapel of sorts. It looks like a chapel on the inside, but I don't think that's what it is because they don't actually worship anything except for the Lord of Madness. Anyway, inside we'll find two priests. One for mania and the other one for dementia. And they'll be standing next to uh, two locations where you could put the flame. You could either put the flame in for mania or put the flame in for dementia. I personally prefer mania, but that's my own personal decision. And then afterwards, the Lord of Manus is going to give you this next task, in which we actually have to replace one of his people. He's gonna give us a choice to either replace the Duchess or the Duke. I personally don't want to replace either of them, but if I was going to replace one of them, I would probably see the Duchess. because she's a little too crazy for my liking. Plus, it will actually benefit me later if I replace the Duchess. And that flame kind of leaves a trail behind. It doesn't, but it does at the same time. Put a direct camera directly in, it's like, gets up all up in the camera.
Yes? What is it?
The flame of Agnon, Sheogorath.
You've brought it. The holy flame of Agnon. The fire of inspiration and rapture. If you light the great torch on the mania side of the Sicel, you will be a hero to the people of Bliss, I assure you. I knew I saw the glint of true mania in your eyes, my child. Go now, and let the holy flame inspire the people of Bliss to new heights of madness.
Aye.
I see no reason to talk to you.
Aren't you off to a good start? That's important. For me. Really, your work is going to save me a lot of time. The Grey March is upon us, and the ordering begins. Armies of order, sweep my realm! Death! Destruction! Then I have to pick up the pieces. And there are always lots of pieces. I don't like it, having to rebuild my realm every era. Sometimes I forget where things go, like New Sheoth. I can never remember where it belongs. You'll change that. Break the cycle. You'll stop Jiggalad, and I'll have my realm to come back to. I've never actually tried that before. Why not? Something has to work. Once I dug a pit and filled it with clouds. Or was it clowns? It doesn't matter. It didn't slow him down. To be honest, it wasn't the best idea. And it really began to smell. Must have been clowns. Clouds don't smell bad. They taste of butter and tears. But this is all new. A fresh idea. Something I hadn't thought of until I did. It's sure to work, even though it might not. Now, you'll need the respect of my citizens. They'll need a leader, someone to look up to when I'm gone. They're the backbone of any great land. Except where the backbone is an actual backbone. Ever been to Malakoth's realm? Oh, nasty stuff. But back to the business at hand. You'll need to control one of the carts of madness. Replace a current duke or duchess, whichever. That will command respect. The people will rally around you. You'll have their love, their admiration, their complaints, whatever, as long as it keeps them on our side. No. No. Absolutely not. Well, yes, absolutely. Bit of a shame for them. But sometimes you need to break a few eggs or skulls. There are rules, though, even in the Isles. Rituals and rules. You need to follow them. Speak to Artis and Dervenin, the High Priest at the Sacellum Arden Sul. They can explain what needs to be done. And you've always got our man Haskell to call on for help. Faithful, like a good hound, that one. And he looks better in a suit. Ta! Come visit again! Hurrah! Look out your eyes!
Another sheep. I'm disappointed in your choice. You'll find mania to be a fickle friend. Interesting. Not many wish to hear about such things, but I would be glad to oblige. Becoming the Duke of Dementia requires passage through the ritual of accession. Specific guidelines set forth by Arden Sul himself. Seldom is the subject ever... Wait a moment. Did you want to hear the history of the ritual? As it happened so many years ago, my Lord Arden Sul suspected a traitor in his midst. Not wishing to find himself on the wrong end of a blade, he gathered his flock here in the Sacellum. By poisoning the sacramental wine, Arden Sul was able to suppress any such conspiracy in one fell swoop. Yes, he then removed their hearts from their bodies and used his ancient scrying technique known as visceromancy to read their lifeblood. When Arden Sul couldn't divine the traitor's true nature in their hearts, he became distraught and took his own life in the same way. From that day on, the ritual of accession for the throne of Dementia was set. Very well. Spoken like a true son of the Demented. To become the ruler of Dementia, the current leader's heart must be cut out and brought to the altar of Arden Sul in the Sacellum. Once this is done, I can pronounce the heart-bearer a duke or duchess. Then, all that is required is the blessing of our Lord Sheogorath.
The great torch shines with the pure light of mania. You chose well. In accordance with the ancient tradition, receive now the raiment of Arden Sul in honor of your mighty deed in service to Mania. Yes, Arden Sul. Doesn't the name simply roll wonderfully off the tongue? He was the sovereign of thought and a regnant artist. To call him a simple craftsman would not suffice. Know him as the Artificer Superior. Words dripped like honey from his tongue, and his songs were intoned with extraordinary verisimilitude. Had we been blessed with his constant presence, the Isles would be a maniac's paradise. An important part of our history, my friend. I would be glad to tell the tale if you have a moment. Arden Sul was perhaps the greatest duke to walk our land. Many years ago, he decided to hold a night of absolute indulgence, resplendent with dance, wine, and sex, to celebrate his fondness for his brethren. The green moat flowed like water in a stream, as the revelers voraciously succumbed to its rapturous waves. Ah, but it was, as the bacchanal reached a crescendo, the people began to clutch their chests as their very hearts exploded. The green moat had taken its toll. The ground stained a deep crimson as the sanguine liquid flowed from their lifeless bodies. To represent that night, when the ruler of Mania is to be replaced, he partakes of the green moat and allows his lifeblood to flow upon the altar. Certainly, when the ruler of Mania has decided it is time, he will choose a successor from his court. The successor is invited to a huge celebration, a night of hedonistic revelry, wine, song, and of course, green moat. During this, the exiting regent imbibes 3 doses of the potent drug. This causes his heart to burst, and his lifeblood flows from his body. The successor then gathers the drug-tainted blood and brings it to the altar of Arden Sul in the Sacellum. Once this is done, I will proclaim the successor a duke or duchess. Then Sheogorath gives his blessing, and the cycle is completed.
You're back! How nice for you! Does that mean you've made a decision? Or are you lost? Suicidal? Just let me know. A friendly word of warning before you choose. Once you've decided which duke to replace, there's no turning back. One choice. No more. No less. Try not to do something stupid. So which is it? What will it be? Mania? Dementia? The suspense is killing me! Or you, if I have to keep waiting. A dangerous choice. I like it! She's gotten to be a bit much anyway. Thinks everyone is out together. Which they are in this case. So be it. Syl is as crafty as she is beautiful. I'd watch my back if I were you. Oh, this is so much fun! We will speak when your task is complete.
I gotta figure out how to do this. I gotta kill her somehow and cut her heart out of her chest. Which is something I have to figure out next time because it is getting late. Yeah, it's already after midnight. So, next time we go back, we'll continue onward with everything, the ritual, and I'll look this up to see exactly what I need to do. Because when I did this, when I was playing this on my Xbox, I chose to replace Mania instead. So I don't know what this one is or how to do it. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.